Here with Derrick Jr. of the UMC men's basketball team. Just talking about your journey here at UMC and, close to coming to an end. You're coming to your final 4 home games here over the next, just a little under a month. But just, you came here and you initially redshirted when you were recruited. Just talk about what you think that redshirt year did for you in terms of being able to grow as a player and just as a person as well.
Well, when I first redshirted, I didn't really want to do it. As a freshman coming into college, you obviously want to play. You don't want to sit out that year. But looking back on it, it's one of the best things that I could have done. I got bigger, faster, stronger, and that's what you need to do when you come from the high school level to the college level. And having that year gave me the chance to do that, and I took advantage of that year. And that's why I encourage a lot of the other younger guys too, when they do redshirt, to take advantage of that year instead of just sitting around being mad that you're not playing. And take full advantage, and that's what I did.
You were originally recruited by the previous coaching staff. Just talk about exactly how they recruited you and what it was that drew you to Crookston.
Well, there's actually a guy that went here. His name was Faisal Hill. He actually has the assist record here. He lives back in California where I live now, and he's mentioned this school to me after a high school football game. And at first, I didn't, I was thinking Minnesota. I'm not going to Minnesota. It's too cold there. But then, after a couple of months of talking with them and different things like that, I started to look into it more. And then I got into contact with the old coach Oseth. And then once we got to talking, I came out here on a visit, and I liked what he had to say. I liked the campus, and then I ended up here.
You started really coming on. It was your sophomore year. After Ashton Harrell goes down with an injury, you guys needed someone to be able to score. Mm-hmm. You lost your primary scorer. It was pretty much Brandon Burns and nobody else. And you were able to come on after that Christmas break when he got hurt. Just talk about what you did in your game and what you were able to do to become a scorer after not necessarily having that role previously.
At the time when I was coming off the bench and when I didn't have a big enough role, I knew what I was capable of, and I knew that I was capable of becoming that player that they needed. And I thought that time was going to come the next year after that. But when Ashton went down as a leading scorer, then I ended up having to be put into a starting position. And because of the preparation, the time that I put into it, I knew that I was ready for it. And, my success began from there.
You guys have a coaching change after that sophomore year, and Coach Weiss comes in and Coach Beamish. And you had Mike Anisi last year, but now Blaze Davis is in there as well. Just talk about what those 4 coaches have done over the last almost 2 full years for you, and just helping you develop your game and just mature as a player and understanding the game.
They've definitely spent a lot of time with me, especially Coach Beamish. We always get in the gym and get extra shots up. He's always texting me, asking me if I want to get shots up before a game or even after practice or anything like that. So, all the coaches, they supported me. Even Mike Anisi, he's not here anymore, but, he played a big role in the growth of my career as well, as far as, breaking down film, as far as, learning the game off the court. So each and every one of the coaches, played a role, and I appreciate them for that.
You've got the unique thing of being a one-man senior class. Mm-hmm. I guess we've had it with 2 sports this year, but it doesn't happen too often. Just talk about how unique that is to pretty much be going through this whole ending your career as just a one-man group. It's just you.
Oh, it's pretty crazy. Because I was the only one that redshirted my first year. All the guys I came in with were gone. There's Trevor Morlock. He was gone after the first year. And then there's Thomas Parker, who graduated last year. So, then I kind of thought that I would be the only senior, but obviously there's transfers and things like that coming in, and then it left me by myself, which, at first I was like, man, I got to take it on, all by myself kind of, but, Coach, he got a lot of good players that, are by my side helping me just as much as I helped them. So, I've learned a lot along the way, and I've taught a lot along the way, and I think I've embraced the role and done well at it.
Just talk a little more about just having such a young team and being one of just 2 players that have seen time in the NSIC going into this season. But, Jim really didn't see a whole lot, so you're the one, definitely the senior experience player. Just talk about what you've done to try to bring up, especially the guards, with CJ being a sophomore and Kobe and those other guys as well off the bench.
A lot of stuff off the court, watching film and everything. I mean, coach does a good job with that as well, but really like breaking down film and really like teaching people like where to be on the court as far as like spacing, as far as the things that you need to do on the college level that you didn't necessarily need on the high school level, which is a big difference, from because high school and college are obviously it's a whole different game. In high school, you can kind of do what you want and get away with the little things, with not doing the little things. And in college, you really have to pay attention to detail, and I think that's what I really, teach the young guys.
Just talk about, what's going to be going through your head when you do take the court for the last time here in a couple weeks, and just how you're preparing yourself for that to be the last game here at Lee Soccer Gymnasium.
It's going to be sad, definitely. It's going to be the last home game I ever play here. It's going to be the last time, my friends get to see me play that aren't on the team, excuse me. And, I'm really going to be sad, but it's been a long journey, and it's going to come to an end at some point, and there's not really a way that you could prepare for that. But, I just hope that I can have a good performance for the last time I play at home.
What do you want to do once you do get that degree? What's kind of your thought on jobs after you get done?
Well, I definitely want a job in sports information.